What's good? This is Marcus the Fingaz back at it again, going over another contest entry for hosted by Slap Experts. They released a new free kit for producers called the Stoic Kit. So shout out to the Slap Experts. I basically how these contests go, they usually send you some samples and they want you to use the samples in the beat and to share it online to enter the contest or post it to them or email it to them. So for this one, let me find the samples here. Here I am again on the iPad using Beatmaker 3. This is the Slap Experts folder, so I loaded it up into my Beatmaker sort of file structure here in my sound folder, and I used a lot of sounds from the second one from the bottom here, Slap Experts, the Stoic, Volume 1. I used 3 melody loops, so every sound in this beat is actually from this kit here. So the drum sounds, I think some cymbal sounds, some percussion loops, and then I used 3 melody loops. And the 3 melodies I used are, this first one here was Curtis King. Shout out to Curtis King. It Was You. So here is the original sample. And then some stuff comes in. It's actually a dope sample. So what I did was I pitched it up 3 semitones and then came up with some chops here in Beatmaker 3, and this is what I came up with. Then some effects come in there. Some effects I have on there. I have Saturator bringing up the output a little bit. This Quattro mod to add some width to it. Modley to add some sort of filter delay on there. Mverb, some reverb built into Beatmaker 3. I have a filter cutting out the highs and lows. And then Effectrix comes in, that second part where you hear with some additional filtering and some effects on there. So that's what I have on there. The second sample that I used is called, it was a piano sample by Aaron Barber. Shout out to Aaron Barber. The sample was called Darkest Before the Dawn. And that original sounded like this. Let's go to piano loops, The Darkest Before Dawn. So it was actually pretty sparse, some little piano riffs there. I actually liked it. What I did was I pitched it way down, 10 semitones, and came up with some chops, and this is what that sounds like. So that is that. And then this third sample I used was called Stoic Melody Loop 3 by Oh Gosh. This is the original of that one. I believe it's this. That sample is actually really dope, but what I really liked about it was the bass riffs in there. So I actually filtered out all the highs and added some of my bass plugins. So my go-to EQ here with the Good Start preset for the bass, taking out some of the highs on there, and then adding some more low end with Low Fly Dirt. And this is the bass chops I came up with. I also believe I pitched it. Actually, no, it was in tune, so I didn't have to pitch it. So I just sampled it and time stretched it to match the tempo. So this is what the bass is doing. So it actually sounds dope in the mix. And then finally the 808. The 808 sound I used was the Curtis King Aurelius 808. And that actually comes in the second part, sort of the B section here, this is what that's doing. My 808 processing, I have saturator going to FAC transient, going into low fly dirt again, and then haze too to add some width on the low end, and then going into DAW cassette to add some of that tape saturation. And then I have it compressed, sidechain compressor from the kick, from the drums, which I'll get to in a second. So when the kick hits, it lowers the 808 a little bit. So this is what the 808 is doing. It's a real dirty, gritty, grimy type. And then finally we go to the drums, and the sounds I used, Stoic Kick 8, this Curtis King Stoic snare. This is actually a kick, but I filtered out the low ends. This is what the kick sounds like. But I took out the low end because I liked that little hi-hat sound. So you don't really hear the kick in there much. Percussion. That's a loop that comes in the B section by Oh Gosh, dope loop. So this was actually a drum fill that I actually just took this end part, so it's a full drum fill, but I like that end part, which comes in every 16 bars, I believe. Some percussion, Oh Gosh, from Oh Gosh again. And then Crash, Curtis King Crash, and then of course my tag.
The fingers on the beat.
That's my beat tag. And then finally on the output, I have little stereo width going on, adding some width to the highs and taking out some width and making it more mono in the lows. And then I was using Bark Filter to sort of bring out the full mix, sort of like as a mastering strip, as a master strip. So here we go. I'm gonna play it through one time. Shout out to Slap Experts for the Stoic competition. Shout out to all the sample providers. Let me go through them really quick. You got Oh Gosh, Curtis King, I believe Aaron Barber was in there. So shout out to all those guys. If I missed any of you guys, my apologies, but shout out again to Slap Experts. This is a dope competition. Good luck to everyone that enters. I'm gonna play it through one time. So here we go.
Fingers on the beat.
All right, so that was it. Thank you all for checking it out. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely check out and follow Slap Experts for hosting this competition. Follow them on Instagram. It's also being hosted by Nove Stella Lighting. I'm probably butchering that name, but thank y'all for checking this out, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.